So I just bought the GH5. Let me tell you why. First off, the GH5 shoots 4K at 60 FPS. It also shoots variable frame rate up to 180 frames per second. It's probably the only sub $2,000 camera that shoots 4K video at 60 FPS. This camera has so many functions that I haven't even had the chance to really go through all of it. This is just a little video of why I chose this camera over basically what's out on the market right now for about this price point. For the price, you can't beat the GH5. This camera also shoots in a 4K 10-bit format, which from what I understand is basically tons more color information in the video. This camera has tons and tons of customizable buttons, and for a video logger or just someone trying to make films or short videos or any kind of video work, this camera is a beast. This camera also shoots stills, obviously, and it's more than capable of it. The only thing that I've heard about this camera for the most part is that the autofocus is not that great. But I'm using mostly manual lenses, so it doesn't really affect what I do so far. Something else that might not be the greatest about this camera is the low light performance. It's not going to be nearly as good as, say, a full frame camera like the Sony Alpha 3. It's just a smaller sensor, so you're going to have worse low light performance. But for me, as long as you're lighting the subject in low light, this camera can handle it. Another downside of this camera is that it's actually a little bit bigger than your typical mirrorless body, but that's not really a con, depending on who you are. It just depends on, I guess that's more of a personal preference. This camera is going to be an awesome tool to help me create some really cool content. And I know it's not always the gear that really helps you do that, but it does make it easier.